Paradise port's finally coming out? No Call of Duty for a year. EA talks trash. 2K Lego Sports. Extra, hear all about it.
Hey guys, welcome to the Gaming News podcast that talks about Star Wars. So, how are you, youtube.com/somberpuppet, aka James?
I'm doing swell.
Yeah?
And you, good sir?
I'm doing great too. What about you, twitch.tv, LMJ the Hitman, aka Landen?
Intros. I absolutely love these intros. I'm doing also quite swell. I just knocked out my first tall giraffe, or whatever it is, in Horizon Forbidden West.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember what they're called, but the real tall, I call them giraffes. It might be like a long neck or something. Tall necks, that's what they're called. They're called tall necks.
They can't go with long necks because of Land Before Time copyright, you know.
Right. Yeah, but I've just been playing that, and it's been amazing, and I'm kind of still overwhelmed with Dying Light 2 and all these other games that I already have, and Elden Ring comes out.
It just finished downloading.
Just found that out.
Just finished downloading.
Yeah.
I am ready to go.
About the pre-download mine.
Can't wait to get a PlayStation so I can play Horizon. But you know how getting those is right now.
Yeah. I don't think we've talked about that.
No, we haven't really talked about it in the news, just because it's been ongoing the same thing, so it's like, It's not really news at a certain point. It'd be news once we have surplus.
I think I've dropped a comment on it about every episode. But yeah, Horizon looks like a really cool game. My buddy played it on the first one, but like just the premise.
Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm not really too far enough into it to give it any kind of full assessment, but I am enjoying what I have played.
I do have a PC, so I'm planning on playing Horizon Zero Dawn on PC because it's there.
I heard it's beautiful on PC.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to playing Dying Light 2. I've heard a lot of good about that game.
Yeah.
They just had an update to help fix online servers. Me and my brother had a hard time connecting to each other, so finally that's fixed, and my brother's wanting to dive into that with a squad of 4.
That sounds like that'd be a blast.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm sure it will, but it's still stressful because you got Dying Light 2. I'm playing Horizon, Elden Rings tonight, and I'm in the middle of Sifu. So I just
got a full plate there.
There's so much. Yes. I do have a full plate. What kind of first world problems I'm going through, man?
So I just gotta
the good ones, I suppose.
Well, you've got these problems to complain about, so not much to complain about.
Yeah.
I just got a new MMO for the Oculus called Zenith. Yes.
Zenith? There it is. Yep, Zenith. I've been sitting on it. I don't know. I don't know if I can add another project, a video game project in my head.
It's a gorgeous game. The combat feels so nice.
I am sitting on... Oh, it looks so phenomenal. And, like, being able to fly everywhere in that game looks great. Like, the VR... It looks like the first real MMO VR game. And, like, Sword Art Online officially has came to life.
I've already ran into somebody named Kirito God. It's like everyone's.
Nice.
Yeah, I like the cooking in it. You have to actually like turn the dials, not let your food burn. Flip the pan to keep stuff from burning in the skillet. Cut stuff up into a certain amount of pieces. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the flight and stuff was inspired by Population 1, so it feels almost exactly like the movement in that
great. Population 1
Yeah.
does a great job in that. Yeah, Population 1 is a great flying mechanics. It took me a second to get used to it, but once you nail it, man, it's great. You can fully control where you go.
Swoop down, drop in through a window, and just gun down a squad. Once you get the hang of it, you can do just about anything.
This is Extra, your weekly gaming news podcast covering the news leading up to Sunday, February 27th, 2022. And if you like us, you can go to patreon.com/thebriefingroom. So let's get some news. Fall Guys. The Switch/Xbox port finally is coming out. Maybe? So in the Season 6 mid-season update, Mediatonic addressed it in the post saying, "We know that news regarding Fall Guys on Switch/Xbox is highly anticipated, and we're finalizing development, though it isn't within this update, it's still coming." Within the update, though, the existing PS4 and PC ports now have full crossplay. The Switch/Xbox ports were announced on a Nintendo Direct in February 17th, 2021, and it said this summer, and we have heard nothing since.
Wow.
Well, I haven't heard too much about the game in a while. I kind of started to wonder if they kind of just dropped it.
Nope, it's still going on. I haven't played any of Season 6 yet. I made it quite a way through the Battle Pass of Season 5.
There's a Battle Pass.
I mean, it's...
That game's still pretty huge.
Yeah.
That game's...
it's not like
so
a...
lighthearted and fun. I enjoy that game.
It's not like a paid Battle Pass or anything, but... Yeah, it's... You level up, and there's, I think, 50 levels each season, and each level has a new upgrade.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Did you end up getting all your Ratchet and Clank gear in there?
I did not get all the Ratchet and Clank gear. No, that was duos, and me and my wife just could not find the time to do duos together.
Right.
So, yeah, I was excited when I heard this. I was like, this was February 2017. That was before I got my gaming laptop. And so I was like, oh, I'll finally be able to play Fall Guys. I've been looking forward to playing Fall Guys. And it's like summer, and like I said, it was crickets. We haven't heard them talk about it really at all since. And I since have gotten my laptop and I've played it, but yeah, it's nice to know that they're still doing something with it. They haven't just dropped it and it's like, all right, well, we'll ignore it and hopefully it goes away.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, the full crossplay between PS4 and PC is pretty cool. Hopefully they manage to work out a deal where they can have all platforms have crossplay.
Oh yeah, that'd be huge.
Yeah, it helps the game out so
Especially
much.
for the kind of game that it is.
Yeah. Because even on PC, like, I know a lot of the people that play on PC still use controller for it. Just because it is so much easier to platform with the controller than it is with the WASD.
Oh yeah. The boss is rough to work on a platformer.
So, Landen, you ready for this? No Call of Duty in 2023.
I was kind of hoping you were going to say 2022, man.
No.
I was really hoping 2022.
No,
I'd just push this year's back, but no. I gotta still have one this year. That's good news.
Yeah.
It's good news. It just means that I'm probably less hyped for the one that's coming out this year, and gonna be more excited for the one that's gonna be 2 years from now.
Don't get too disappointed though, because they did say because of them not releasing Call of Duty in 2023. They're going to be offsetting with other content, such as additional content for this year's Call of Duty and free to play. So they're going to be releasing like almost like a live service new content for Call of Duty.
Everything's a live service. This is the beginning.
Yeah.
I know they're working on a next gen only Warzone 2.
Yeah.
They did openly say that before, so that's pretty.
Also.
Cool. Well, I say next gen PC and PS5 and Series.
Also, I find it funny. They said if they said that it failed to meet expectations, it was still the best-selling video game in the U.S.
Wow.
That's so sad. That's so sad.
Video games have not been doing too hot. Well, shooters mainly. Well, 20.
But yeah, no.
I know that.
Going back to the whole live service thing, though. Andy Cortez of Kinda Funny was talking about this, and he said he finds it funny. You know, League of Legends pro players play League of Legends. Overwatch professional players play Overwatch. Call of Duty professional players play that year's Call of Duty. Like, no one else has to play it, learn the mechanics of a new game each and every
year. Yeah, that's true. And you can't be left behind either, because if you stay on the last one, like the limelight is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one's really paying attention anymore. They're paying attention to the new stuff.
So,
yeah, I don't see them going to a complete free to play status. They'll still find a way to get charged like an extra $40 to $60 every year somehow.
Or do something along the lines of Halo
or Games Pass. I mean, obviously it's going to be Games Pass. Like, give me a campaign.
Yeah, I think it'll be
year.
a campaign, and then maybe then just a multiplayer.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that Halo's doing now. Which, I mean, honestly, that's the way to do it. I mean, you got your free service.
It is the way to do it.
It's free to play. A lot of microtransactions in it, but then even the people that want the campaign, that'll drop 60 on that, no problem.
Yeah.
Or how many people played the multiplayer and is like, I wonder what the campaign's like. Then
it'll draw
tries to
people
get
in.
out. Or whether they go on Games Pass, or whether they go to actually buy the game.
I hate it, but it's good marketing.
So good. Yeah. Games Pass is where it's at.
We've talked a lot about toxic work culture, so let's talk about it again. EA's executive vice president calls out toxic work culture. This was Laura Miele. I actually did look up how to pronounce her name. It's Laura Mila. That's what. Laura Mila did her DICE keynote speech, and she called out work culture. She's also, by the way, not only the executive vice president, she's also the chief operating officer and has been with EA for 25 years. For some background on her. But this is what she had to say, and this isn't verbatim her speech. This is me picking and choosing stuff from her speech. Stories about negligence and lawsuits, all stemming from leaders who failed to uphold the standards we've come to expect. Women have been harassed, bullied, marginalized, held back in their careers, paid much, much less. Leaders who fall short of basic standards must go. So what do you think about EA calling out toxic work culture?
I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like what they're saying is true, but
Are there ducks in a line?
but coming from EA though,
Yeah.
I don't know. They haven't had too much of they've had a bad rep as like they make shitty games sometimes or make studios do shitty things. But as far as like bad rep for mistreating people, not necessarily too much comes from them.
No.
And I feel like but I also feel like they might be using this as like a look at how good we are. Cause everybody looks frowned upon EA, and they're like, "Come on, guys, right? We're good. Look at us. We're
this is a chance to put themselves in the limelight."
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll probably work. I mean, it is good to say all those
for
things,
sure.
and it's good for those things to be said from such a huge represented company.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
still though, EA got a long way to build up their respect back from me for a lot of things they've mentioned.
I mean, they have
Andromeda.
been a lot better. They have been a lot better the last 2 years or so. They've gone more. They've started doing more single player and less.
True.
And they've
Thanks to Respawn.
Yeah, and they've done less, loot, what is it, loot boxes. They've done a lot less of those. Like, they're not as predatory as they used to be about those. I mean, they're still present, obviously. You're never going to get around that.
True.
But they have been making steps. But yes, it is EA, calling out something like this is definitely one of those things where it's like, do you really have a lot of room to be talking? You're still kind of on the precipice of falling.
This is a desperate attempt. Recovery.
I mean, they still got their sports games.
Although
EA will always have those. As niche of a community as those
I will say I have not heard them say anything about NFTs, so that's a good thing.
God.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Ubisoft
Are
is
you
doubling
for
down.
or against the NFTs there, James?
I have a copy saved, but I can screenshot. Your original version mean nothing to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Make sure we're on the same page.
Ubisoft recently doubled down, and I was like, why would you double down?
Oh, because like them using have you seen how they've used Stan Lee's Twitter to advertise?
Oh
NFTs?
yeah. No, yeah, they'd have. Yeah.
I don't know if I've said something about it, but it's like people in the comments were copying, saving the picture, and it's like, oh, I have the black and white version. And they put a black and white version of it. It's like, hey, that's cool. I've got the shiny one though, and it's like a holographic version of the image.
Wow.
It's like, I love how people just absolutely shit on the whole NFT thing. It's so stupid. Like, are people taking people's art and then selling it?
Yeah,
as
crypto
an NFT?
is
It's so scummy.
in general. I'd argue crypto in general is just stupid.
And given how unmonitored, I wouldn't say unmonitored really. There's not too much regulation with it just yet.
Well, that's the whole. That's their whole argument is it's decentralized.
Yeah, so it allows for a lot of kind of underhanded stuff like NFTs to kind of run amok at the moment.
Yeah. So.
But I do think it's kind of the way things are going to be going from the looks of it. But
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I'm sure it'll. Kinks will get worked out over the years. New exploits will get found. Same with any other kind of form of monetization of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how about we talk about something a little less controversial and a little bit more fun?
Let's hear it.
2K has acquired the Lego Sports license. So they're going to start with a soccer, football for people outside the U.S. Lego game. And then that's going to be followed by an open world racing game. And then more to come that we don't know about. And this is 2K looking to expand their sports lineup. And I guess they figured the easiest way to expand their sports lineup is by targeting a younger audience. They have not eased up on their predatory loot boxes.
No, they're awful. They're really bad. They're really, really bad.
Wasn't the whole issue with Battlefront, this is tailored more towards younger kids, and you're just shoving loot boxes in their face.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yep.
speaking of their sports games, several years ago there was a bunch of stuff going on in Congress talking about, are loot boxes gambling? Should we allow it? Should we not allow it? And during all these arguments about whether they're gambling or not, 2K released an NBA game where literally getting the loot box was a slot machine.
Your move, Congress.
Yep. They're like, we'll push the bar a little bit further.
It's like, read the room.
That just sounds like they're challenging them at that point.
It does, yeah. Yeah, it does.
Like, yeah, and to make it like literally a slot machine, like that's a little on the nose.
Yeah. So I will say, it's yet to be determined whether these Lego sports games are going to have, real players, or whether they're going to be like fake players, and then they're going to have the, other Lego licenses like, Batman and all of them like in the game. Batman, Harry Potter, Star Wars, like whether they're going to be playing the soccer, racing, and all that.
That'd be interesting.
Well, I mean, if it turns out to be something more like NFL Street or NBA Street, those games were my jam.
Yeah,
and I'd love even if it's a Lego version of something like that, there is potential there.
If they go ahead, James.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you said that about them having a Lego license and real players in there. It was like the thing that came to mind was the Mario sports games. Where it's they have the Mario characters and actual like players like from an NFL game. It's like just have like the regular sports team players, and then just have life-size Lego people chugging around on the field.
So
I hope that's the route they take.
That sounds phenomenal.
So I'm kind of with you, James. When they release the open world racing game, if they do have like their the licenses that Lego owns, too. I'm going to be so annoying in that open world racing game. I don't really play racing games anyway, but I'll get that one, and I'll be so annoying in it, because every time I hop on, I'm going to hop on as Anakin, and I'm going to be like, this is pod racing!
Now this is pod racing!
Now this is pod racing.
Now this is where the game begins.
And it's going to be every time I log on, online, and everyone in the lobby is going to be like, oh... This is your
it'll be interesting.
This is your
that's for sure
weekly gaming news podcast that talks about Star Wars.
Or not to.
The good
Star Wars
ones.
is everywhere. Well, unless you get me on a rant.
Yeah, James, we went on because you weren't there and we needed to pad out time. We went on a 30-minute rant about Disney Star Wars. It was phenomenal.
Dude,
He brought
I
it
missed
up.
out. I go on tangents about that like every other week.
Well, we got through all our stories pretty quickly again, so we could do that. Let me see.
All right, Landen, what you got?
What do I got?
What you got?
Let's...
Did I miss something? What do I got? Did I miss something? I'm pretty sure I'm here for the conversation. What did I just miss? What?
I don't think there was really a segue into that one. just called you out to call you out.
All right, cool beans. Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
This is this story is fairly new. And I'm pulling this from Jordan Midler at VGC. VLAN Studios, the developer that made Knockout City, is announced that Knockout City is going to free to play, and they are leaving EA and self-publishing.
Whoa. Oh.
So,
Well, there's your, you got to have a bad EA story to match with the good EA story.
Yeah. Wow, didn't this game just come out? It's already in its 5th season. I feel like it came out like...
Wow. I feel like seasons should last a lot longer.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like it just came out, didn't it?
I feel like that's, shies people away when you have a game like, oh, I heard about this thing, and you hop in, it's like, season 27. I'm like, Jesus, how much have I missed?
I had that with Apex. Like, I hopped whenever I started playing it again recently. It's like, wow, it's been out for this many years already? What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not happy with the Lunar event stuff I've got. The last 6 or 7 legendaries I've gotten from the event and the free characters, free legendary stuff, they've all been holosplays and emotes.
Oh.
Every one of them, and a Bangalore
upsetting.
bobblehead for my gun, and one legendary crafting material. Like,
That's annoying.
oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah,
My buddy's
my
over
most
here on
recent one
call
was
saying, oh, I got all these skins from this. Awesome. Fuck you.
So,
I've gotten a couple of good ones, but not too much.
until at least the end of Season 5, you will still need an EA account to play Knockout City. But once they're solely responsible for the game, that'll no longer be the case.
I didn't realize that was even an EA title. It seemed kind of out of the...
It is part of their EA Originals, where they kind of fund a indie studio. EA Originals also did. Also is the reason why A Way Out and It Takes Two were published too. So, and It Takes Two, Game of the Year.
Yeah. Those games were really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know they kind of fit their own kind of niche, like, yeah, it's multiplayer, kind of exclusive titles, but I mean, like, the storytelling in them and just the gameplay, the mini games they add into it, like, it's really, like, kind of inventive.
Never got a chance to play it. Unfortunately, I got Game of the Year and I never played it. That sounds so weird.
Yeah.
It feels weird. Just to even say that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this game was unanimously renowned as Game of the Year, and I didn't even touch it. But it's a two-player thing, you know. Like I wanted to try it out with my girlfriend.
Yeah, see, me too.
But we just never really had the time. And then I have a buddy that I could probably go through the whole game with, but it just seemed like a good opportunity for a relationship
Yes,
game.
exactly.
And I just kind of waited and waited and waited and waited, and it just hasn't happened.
It takes two to experience divorce.
Together we'll experience the
I mean,
divorce.
Well, together we fall apart.
I don't know that
Might as well.
I necessarily agree with some of the premises of staying in a failing relationship specifically for your kid. You can still have a good relationship.
Oh yeah.
Without
Overall,
being
you had a
together.
good message with it.
Yeah, but despite the questionable message, I've heard really good things, and I also wanted to play with my wife. And again, like with Landen said, it's something that we just couldn't. We're on two separate schedules entirely, and I could play it with my brother, but again, that's a little weird because it's like a relationship game.
That's where A Way Out comes in. We'll play that with the bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good bro game for sure. I enjoyed that.
I watched Achievement Hunter has a series called Play Palace where it's two of them playing, and they did A Way Out, and they did all the extra stuff too. Like you can play pickup basketball against each other. You can play band, like there's instruments in one location you go to, and each person can choose an instrument and play it. And yeah, that it was. And then that twist at the end is kind of like what was that? Old school side-scrolling fighting game that had the same kind of mechanic where the second player then becomes the enemy at the very end.
Ooh, that sounds awesome. I don't remember that one.
I think it's like Double Dragon or something like that.
Oh, I did like Double
But
Dragon.
it was like two brothers fighting to save one of the brother's girlfriends, and at the very end, like the other brother's like, "Nah, she's gonna be my girl." The two brothers fight.
That's great. So to toss aside the whole build-up we've created through this game, like, nah, bro, I'm taking your chick. Deal with it. You guys have played Army of Two, right?
Played the first two Army of Twos. Never got a chance
Yeah,
to play the third
I played the first.
the Cartel one.
That one was pretty good.
Good games. Good
Yeah,
games.
they're fun.
Yeah.
Then you bring that. Then you bring something like that back.
They do. Like, those are good, like, bro
Bro
games.
games.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember playing through with my brother. He wasn't even that good at video games, but it was great to like go through that experience of like teamwork and like watching over each other's back, and it was great co-op mechanics to that. It was great. Yeah, it made you depend on each other.
Oh yeah, and then your buddy goes off and starts blowing heads off civilians, and you're like, what are you doing?
There's a co-op experience that I had back in the day. I didn't have it before, and I haven't had it since. But in the original Halo, the Master Chief's body would not despawn, and so me and my dad were actually playing together, and we got into a slapping fight, and it was on the level Halo, and it was just the entire field was covered in chief bodies to the point that the frame rate started dipping because I was trying to process all these Master Chiefs.
That's awesome. I had that was my first, like I said, my first shooter I got into was Halo on my JTAG I had. And me and my dad would play that, but I knew the maps like the back of my hand, so I'd always sneak up behind him on the multiplayer maps and just stalk him, like right, breathing down his neck and see how long it'd take him to figure out. And we're just like, where are you? It's like, psst, hey, Dad. It's like, oh, you mother. Turn around and bat him in the face. It's great.
Ads and games.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I mean, there's a lot of video games that are out this month that are awesome.
Yeah. One that just is dropping in a little over an hour.
Yeah.
That's
I could
crazy.
pull up
Yeah,
pull up the list, but once we got to Forspoken, we'd end up with the same situation we had last time. Because that's what James. That's what's inspired the Star Wars convo. Was we were talking about Forspoken, and it's being written by the writer of Rogue One. And then we went on a big rant. Out of all of the Star Wars, Rogue One, I mean, Disney Star Wars in general, the movies haven't been the best, but Rogue One is definitely the cream of the crop of the Disney Star Wars movies.
I was just talking about the newer stuff last night, and I need to watch Mandalorian, Bad Batch. I need to get back and watch the rest of Rebels.
You haven't watched any of Mandalorian?
No, I don't have Disney
Plus. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm lucky.
I
have
watched
someone else's code.
I've watched most of the first season, but yeah, I fell off of it because I just haven't had time.
I enjoy it quite a
Because
bit.
I got
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good about it.
Boba Fett was okay, but it has some Mandalorian in the Boba Fett for some reason, and the Mandalorian stuff in Boba Fett is phenomenal.
the Mandalorian stuff. From what I heard, is great in Boba Fett, and from what I understand, Boba Fett basically existed to set up the new season of Mandalorian.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly what happened, and I'm really not even mad about it because I want more Mandalorian.
Obi-Wan is coming out May 25th, I believe.
Yeah, did they officially say that? That's awesome. If so, that's so awesome. That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen coming back.
Oh yeah, bring back some of the originals.
I like the kid. Nobody else did. I don't mind him.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. Because, I mean, again, apparently they've been doing really good with these series. The movies,
Did you not like Rogue One?
I haven't actually seen Rogue One.
Oh, it's probably one of the best Star Wars. One of the best. Obviously, it can't exist unless you've watched the originals. Like the originals.
Oh yeah,
this movie exists because of the originals.
I just refused to watch the new ones, and I assumed that it was probably about as bad as the new ones, so I didn't really look into it.
Yeah, no, it's the cream of the crop.
I would say Rogue One is the best Disney, and then Han Solo is like bearable and okay, and then the rest is whatever. They don't exist to me.
Have you guys seen Critical Drinker?
I have
Any
not.
of his videos? He does a lot of like movie reviews and stuff, like a blunt Irishman. Guy's awesome, but he's done multiple videos just ranting about the new Disney Star Wars movies and just how bad and contradictory they are and how they're creating their new lore and stuff. It's great.
Okay. So we got
Atrocious.
We got through March last episode. So let's go April to June, and I'll name off the key games coming out then. So we got, speaking of Star Wars, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, April 5th.
Those games were my jam growing up.
Oh, same.
yeah.
And the Game Boy Advance versions of those games were just phenomenal. Early video gaming for me as a child.
I had
them on the GameCube.
Oh. I didn't even know that it existed on GameCube.
Yeah.
I didn't know the GameCube one existed. Or Game Boy Advance, rather.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. I haven't had a PlayStation since they introduced trophies, so, but I'm gonna say, for sake of, understanding platinum, because, Xbox doesn't have their version of platinum. Those games are so easy to platinum. Like, I'm going through and just platinum the Lego games.
Nice.
Because it's just like, well, I haven't in a while because, again, I don't have a lot of time. I'm doing a bunch of stuff at home. But, yeah, those games, a lot of the achievements, are A, completing the different levels, and then B, beat up this character with this character. That's like most of these achievements. So all you gotta do is really unlock the characters, and then you're good to go.
Oh boy.
Of course, there's
I think Warframe's the only one I've come close to platinuming.
There's also the mini kits that you have to collect, but it's not as it's not a collectible that's as egregious as some, like Assassin's Creed had the 100 flags in the feathers, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I did all that, man. I did all of that.
Trust me, I did
Hats
it.
off to you.
I did it for one. I did it for one. I did it for two. I did it for Brotherhood, and then Revelations added the multiplayer trophies, and I couldn't do it. Oh, I think it was still on 360 at the time, so achievement.
I platinumed,
and I couldn't do it. I didn't like the multiplayer. I hated it, and they weren't going to get me. I wasn't going to play the multiplayer to get all the achievements.
I platinumed 1 and 2, and then they introduced synchronization, and synchronization's where I fell off. I was like, I'm not.
Oh yeah, they had that in 4. I have 4's platinum. I'm sorry, I'm gonna gloat real quick. I had 4's platinum. I have what's after 4? Unity. That was trash. I got that platinum.
Yeah.
And then it goes Syndicate. I have that platinum. Origins platinum. Odyssey's platinum.
What about
and Valhalla's platinum? And Valhalla being a 230-hour platinum for me, absolutely insane. That was the longest platinum I've
What
probably
about the
ever
one
had.
game? There was one game they released because they released Unity on. The new,
what you're talking about Rogue.
That's it. Do you know about
I have
this?
it. I own it. I've played it, but it's okay.
So they released Unity on the quote next generation, which is now the previous generation. They released Unity there at launch, and instead of just launching, releasing Unity on the previous generation, since it was so close to generations, they just released an entirely different game on the previous generation.
They must have just completely fell flat on funding for Unity's multiplayer servers. Cause I tried to get that. No, I didn't try. I bought the game so that me and my buddy could play the multiplayer. And it was like, why can't we connect to each other?
Nothing
Yeah.
but problems throughout that entire game.
It's like,
The
oh
entire
yeah,
time
the
I played
servers
it.
shut down a
Man.
month ago. It's like,
Oh,
my god!
Yeah, I
that's
got
the
it as
whole
soon
reason
as
I
I
bought
could.
this.
I know how many times that game crashed on me, or there just wasn't buildings, or people's faces weren't there throughout the entire experience. And they playing as a boring character, the boring timeline. They got rid of all the modern day stuff in that game. Awful. It was just a terrible game. They're like, but look at the cool graphics. You know, when it worked, it looked okay.
So,
They also gave the pickaxe and the katana the same moveset, which I found very interesting.
we're talking about how good this month's been. April, I'm looking at April. That's a crazy month, too. Because after that, you have MLB The Show coming out. Actually, it comes out the same day as Lego Star Wars. Then you have Chrono Cross Remake. Then you have Advance Wars Remake. And then 13 Sentinels comes out on Switch. It's already out on PlayStation and PC, and I've heard nothing but good things about that game. It's a JRPG. Star Wars The Force Unleashed comes out on Switch, which I'm not sure how well that's going to run.
No. The Wii port, not interested. No one's interested. That'll not sell. There's no
You
way.
didn't like the Wii port?
No.
That's the one that I played.
Really?
Nintendo
Oh,
Switch
man, I
Sports.
thought those games were phenomenal, and then you play the Wii version, it's like, what is this
No, I
game?
saw the comparison. It looks like absolute trash. But it's like, it's so much fun.
But it's
You're
my
just wiggling.
trash.
Yeah, it's my trash. Like, wiggling around the Wii remote to swing your lightsaber and pushing forward with a nunchuck to, like, use your force abilities and stuff. It was some degree of immersion over a controller.
So,
Even if it was janky as all get out, but...
May's a nice little easy month for the most part. You've got Evil Dead, the game, coming out. 2 Point Campus is coming out. Is that not out yet? Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song is coming out. I figured it's already out.
Keeps getting pushed. It keeps getting pushed, I believe. Because I haven't played those games, but I've watched some Let's Plays and some gameplay of it, and those games are pretty cool. Those games are not
Yeah.
We mean like the one that came out not too long ago where you're a doctor.
You're like
Vampire with
yeah.
a Y.
yeah, you're like in the like a certain day and age, like an older steampunk day and age.
Like a Victorian kind of. Yeah. Yeah, that game looks interesting. I've been tempted to get it multiple times, but I always kind of
And then in June you have Mario Strikers, you have Capcom Fighting Collection, and you have Fire Emblem Warriors.
Ooh.
So there's a few games in there, mostly Nintendo, that are interesting. But that's also
Yeah.
a fairly easy month to catch up on February and April's months.
Yeah, for sure. Could catch up with some old stuff. I mean, I firmly believe that God of War will probably be out like into the summer, the beginning of fall, like September. I think we see God of War release.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
Oh, I completely forgot.
Yeah, I
about
think
that.
that's a good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forgot about it, but I know they got that thing just sitting in their back pocket. I think they're ready to just release that game and then full steam ahead on their next title that they're, like Cory Barlog has been already talked about how they're just full steam ahead to the game right after God of War.
Yeah.
They got everybody working on it.
He also said that they're not going to do a God of War trilogy, right? This is going to be the end of
This is it.
end of the
Well, yeah,
not
okay.
not end of War,
I-
not an end of God of War, but end of the Norse
series.
The
the
whole
Norse.
Yeah, this Norse series.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Oh god, I'm so excited for that game. Like, Horizon, phenomenal. Like, Elden Ring's gonna be phenomenal. God of War's probably gonna be phenomenal. This year's gonna be huge. We're looking at possibly the best year in gaming. All these games have been chilling from the pandemic.
Yeah.
They've been incubating, and we're ready for them. And people are starving for it. And I'm just eating it all up. I spent like $300 this month on video games. It's insane. I'm going broke over here.
Dude, I got Zenith and I got me a a battery pack that I've like jury-rigged to my headset with a velvet pouch and some Velcro straps. So it's like I'm gonna be in there for like 6 hours straight. And then I have Elden Ring, which is gonna be however big this game is. I know nothing about it. I'm going in completely blind, but like I've been dying for this.
So, in the post-show, we will be talking about what we've been playing. But if you liked or even didn't like this podcast, make sure to do all the things, like hitting the subscribe, the like, the subscribe, and the bell on youtube.com/the XofPlays, or giving it a high rating on whatever podcast service you use so you can find like-minded people. I brought it up before, but on patreon.com/thebriefingroom, you can financially support the show and get cool rewards as well. That's all from us. Take care.